Hey guys, Android.com, and this is our review of the ASUS Transformer Prime. The ASUS Transformer Prime is a unique offering in that it's the first Android tablet coming with a quad-core processor inside, and that's all thanks to NVIDIA's quad-core Tegra 3 processor. Once codenamed as Kal-El, this chipset has a 12-core GeForce GPU inside alongside a 5th companion core for running background tasks to save battery life. Also to help with performance is 1 GB of RAM inside. The device is much thinner and lighter than its predecessor, weighing at just 586 grams and coming in at just 8.3 millimeters thin. Even with the 10.1-inch display, this thing is great to hold in one hand and even two, thanks to its thinness and lightness. The star of the show can be found on the front of the tablet, and you can see it's this 10.1-inch IPS display. It's great for use in direct sunlight thanks to this Super IPS Plus mode, which makes the screen more bright, vivid, and colorful. You can also switch it to regular IPS mode to save battery. On the top of the display, you can see a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, and that goes along with the 8 megapixel 1080p HD camera you can find on the back, and that comes with an LED light for those low light situations. On the top of the device, you can see the power button to the left with an LED indicator for battery life, as well as a microphone hole in the middle. On the bottom, we have a 20-pin connector for charging and for the laptop dock, as well as the 2 slits for secure laptop dock use. From left to right, on the left side of the device, you have your volume rocker up and down, your micro HDMI port, as well as your micro SD card port, as well as another microphone hole right there. And on the right side of the device, all you have is your 3.5mm headphone jack. The chassis on the ASUS Transformer Prime is this premium swirl metal backing with this ASUS logo right in the middle that's embossed. The metal really gives it that premium feel, and although it does attract fingerprints, it's still no problem, especially considering you have one of the most solid built devices on the market. The glass on the ASUS Transformer Prime does exude from the chassis a little bit, and it did worry me at first, but it's by design and it hasn't given me any problems yet. The Tegra 3 quad-core processor inside makes for very smooth OS operation, game playing, video playback, and more. It's hard for me to get this thing to stutter, and that was even the case on the old Transformer, so with the quad-core processor, it really does help. Experts say quad-core chipsets are supposed to help with battery life, and I can attest to that fact with the ASUS Transformer Prime. It actually gives me the advertised 10 hours of battery life on a full charge after a few charging cycles, and even great standby time. Inside, we've got Wi-Fi radios, Bluetooth radios, and GPS radios, and that last one has been a bit of a problem for some people. ASUS admitted to a big problem with GPS radios inside. So big, in fact, that they actually stopped advertising that the device has them. My experience has been a bit different though, as I'm able to consistently get locks within 10 seconds even while inside the house, and accurate to 30 meters. And when I'm outside, I get accurate to 10 meters. I must mention that we did upgrade the tablet to Android 4.0 and downloaded all available software updates. We're not sure if that had anything to do with it, but we haven't had a problem since. Even though we like the original Transformers design, the Prime is 10 times better. It's faster, it's lighter, it's thinner. ASUS fit cutting edge technology into a great design, and they also didn't skimp on features either. And that's why we love the hardware of the ASUS Transformer Prime so much. The ASUS Transformer Prime originally came shipped with Android 3.2, but it has since been upgraded to Android 4.0. ASUS slight customizations are still here, including the custom notification bar, which you can also change back to stock in settings, the custom icons for the back, home, and the recent applications launcher, as well as their widgets and their pre-installed applications, including MyNet, MyZine, and more. Android 4.0 for tablets is still a lot like Android 3.2. For starters, we still do have this application switcher, but you can now swipe individual applications to get them off the list. We also have the new launcher features, which allow you to browse through your apps and widgets on the same pane, as well as disable certain apps if you don't want to use them by going to the app info pane. ASUS's pre-installed applications are hardly in the way, and some are actually even useful. Take for instance this MyNet app, which allows you to serve your multimedia content to other DLNA enabled devices such as your Xbox 360 and PS3. You can also pull down multimedia from other servers, including your PC, and play them right back on your tablet. Other apps such as App Backup, App Locker, MyCloud, and more not only offer security but convenience as well. ASUS has things for everyone here, including readers, gamers, writers, and more. As I also mentioned in the hardware section of this review, the smoothness not only comes from the quad-core processor, but also because of Android 4.0's hardware acceleration features. Not all apps are hardware accelerated, but you can definitely count on Google's apps to play nice with NVIDIA's quad-core Tegra 3 processor. Just as with the front end of Ice Cream Sandwich, ASUS added a little bit of their own to the back end. You can see we can enable screenshots, we can change the system performance mode, we can also change the ASUS quick setting notification bar so we can have the stock default Android notification as well as ASUS's own customized notification bar. There are also options that come with Android 4.0, including all the options you see under the developer options menu. Not many are going to get use out of this if you're not developers, so stay away from it if you don't know what you're doing. They also have the new data usage app, which doesn't allow you to set caps, but since this is a Wi-Fi owned device, you really don't need to do that. Unfortunately, ASUS doesn't allow you to unlock your device with your face, but that's not really a secure method anyway, so we're not too bummed about that as we don't use it. Overall, ASUS provides one of the best software experiences you can find on an Android 4.0 tablet. And this is one of the only Android 4.0 tablets on the market right now, period. They don't mess with the user interface much, and the little changes they do make tend to be helpful. They also don't go overboard with pre-installed applications, which we definitely appreciate. As for that video playback, I want to show you guys just how good the video looks and how good the audio sounds by playing a YouTube video. This is a Twisted Metal 4 trailer with an advertisement attached to the front of it. Not sure how well you guys can see it on the screen, but from what I'm seeing here, this is one of the best displays on a tablet on the market today. You won't be disappointed by this. The color quality and the accuracy is great. It has a great viewing angle, and it will be great in outdoors, right under direct sunlight. So let's just take a look and listen. This is Twisted Metal for PlayStation 3 by Eat Sleep Play, where David Jaffe just quit from, or he resigned, whatever you want to call it. But that's enough of that. So I'm not sure if you guys can hear it on video, but the audio is pretty loud. I do believe I have this set to max volume, if I can check. Yeah. So the audio is pretty loud. But there's not much bass. I wouldn't expect much from a tablet speaker, considering how small they are. If I can pause this, I wouldn't expect much from a tablet speaker. But they're loud enough. It's actually crisp enough, in my opinion. And considering I don't really care for bass that much, they will be good enough for me to use without speakers or headphones. So take that in mind. You don't get a good bassy experience like you would on, say, I know you guys are gonna hate me for this, but the iPad. But you did get a good quality music and sound experience, as well as a quality video experience. And that was just one of the YouTube videos I showed you. If you want to stream music from your devices to your Transformer Prime, the media player handles all sorts of codecs, things even my Xbox 360 can't play. It could play, and you don't have a problem handling much formats outside of MKV formats. That container is just a bit iffy. No one's really figured it out yet, so we're not sure when the industry is going to figure that one out. But video playback is great. Music playback is great. I would show you in Google Music, but you already heard the sound on the Twisted Metal video. Actually, let me just show you guys a real song real quick, just to get you an idea of what to expect. Let's get something that everyone can enjoy. I don't know. Chicken Foot. Oh, everyone loves Chicken Foot with Joe Satriani and the gang. Just a little bit of it. So just play a little bit of it to avoid copyright issues, but you can hear there was a little bit of a thump on that kick drum, but you don't really hear the bass line of the bass guitar. So it's iffy with your music. I'm not sure if you guys want to download an app that has an equalizer, so you can try to figure that out. But the bass line on songs really don't come into play all that much. But you do get a nice good drum experience. You get a nice good guitar experience, and pretty much every other instrument, including voice. So the speakers, in my opinion, are thumbs up, even without the strong bass. But I really don't expect strong bass from tablet speakers these days. And that's the multimedia. Let's take a look at gaming. I just want to show you guys, I guess, a quick game. I wanted to show you guys Modern Combat on here because that's one of my favorite games, but it is not available for the Transformer Prime. I'm not sure if that's a device issue or if that's a Android 4.0 issue, but we're gonna just play Zen Pinball Tegra HD. Downloaded this game the other day. I haven't really played it that much, but let's just start it with Sorcerer's Lair, single player. And then if you play on a smartphone, it might be blah blah blah. We're not playing on a smartphone. It's loading, I guess. See the Android 4.0 menu button to compensate for lack of menu button up here. So let's see, pull that back, left and right for the different flippers on each side. I'm not sure what happened there. It didn't respond well enough.
Leaving so soon.
Kind of hard to play with the tripod and camera in my face, but you get the idea. 3D performance is great. I'm not having any problems with stuttering or anything like that. I'm not sure what's going on with that though. I'm not sure if that's the game itself, because I haven't had that problem with other games, but I'm sure that that is something to do with the game. The actual performance of the graphics and the physics and all that stuff is pretty good, and doesn't really give me much of a problem. So yeah, that's gaming on the ASUS Transformer Prime. I'd love to show you guys more, but you know, if you get this tablet, you can always find the great games to download in the Tegra Zone app. I'm going to show you all the great games you can download. They're going to be in the actual Android market. You see, I just jumped straight to the Android market because I was in the Tegra Zone app earlier. But go to the Tegra Zone app, get all your games here. They have a lot of great games, and they're going to play just fine on your Transformer Prime. Trust me, because this thing is a beast. The quad-core processor inside, it knows no boundaries. So that's a good experience there. We're going to take a look at the camera next, so stay tuned. Alright, so here we are, the camera app, and ASUS hasn't changed this much at all. I'm just going to show you guys how the camera looks and then the camera app itself. They haven't changed. This is a stock default Android 4.0 camera app. But just starting with the camera quality, you can already see this thing is a very good in low light. I'm not even in daylight or natural light settings, and I'm getting a very crisp picture on the screen itself. When I take the photo, that that tends to stay consistent. If I can hold it steady, it doesn't have that quite have that quick shutter lag, or that no lag shutter from the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. I'm guessing that's a Galaxy Nexus feature. But this camera does take great pictures. Focuses fast. You won't miss your shots very often as long as you know what you want to do. The thing is, the camera itself, the camera app is not very good at all. The camera itself is great, and I'm glad to see ASUS was not joking about the camera in their tablet as other manufacturers are, but the camera software is very lacking, and it has been for a while, even since Android 1.0 or 1.1 or 1.5 on the old G1. It's just not very fully featured. You can see we have a zoom bar here to zoom in and out. You have your shutter button here. You can switch cameras between front and back, and then these are your settings, and this is where the disappointment sets in. So you can change your scene mode, and you can do portrait, landscape, night, snow, sunset, all that good stuff. You can also do your contrast and your exposure, your auto white balance. So you can do you can do incandescent, fluorescent, daylights. Here's your flash, and then here are more settings. So you can change, you can store the location, geolocation, change the aspect ratio. But when you do that, it changes to 6 megapixels. You can also do continuous autofocus, change the ISO mode, and change the shutter sound on and off, and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much it. You don't get any options for saturation, color. You don't get any special effects. You don't get anything like that, and it's just so disappointing when you consider what some of their manufacturers have been able to do with their cameras. Now, this is not a knock on ASUS, but this is a knock on Google, really. And manufacturers have been able to do their camera software to perfection. Like Samsung and Motorola have great camera software, and Google can't get that. They can't get it done. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. It's been this way since Android 1.0. And I just don't like the camera app. I know this is a rant more than just a review at this point, as for the camera part anyway, but I just can't get over the fact that the camera software is so lacking, so limited. We do also have more options for video. You can go to video here. Then we're over here in your camera, so this is not much different from the, your video camera, not different from the still camera much at all. You have your your resolution here, so you can do your 1080p, 720p, or 480p. You also have your time-lapse settings. These are your special effects, which I don't think works without subjects with an actual face. If I do a background, see disco, set your device down, step out of view for a moment. Does this kind of disco effect. Then it'll get the subject, which is my soda bottle. Subject is supposed to be a person, so it's probably not going to be too accurate or too good in that regard, but yeah, there it is. So that's cool, but it's just really ugly in my opinion in that specific one. And then these face ones, I think you actually need an actual face to get it to do that. So that's a bit of a disappointment. Can't use that. You also have your white balance and your flash there that's always on, and you can do your focus mode infinity, and you can also do the geolocation like with pictures. So you can see just a very, very bare bones set of features that you can't really, if you want to get that perfect shot and you can't because you need to change this or that, it's probably going to be a disappointment for you because of the lack of options, to put it simply. There are alternate camera options. I'm not sure if they work for tablets, but I know for phones there are alternate camera options. You can probably use that on a tablet because those have way more features than Google's, which they've been building for I don't know how long, and they still haven't gotten off the basic ground of what a camera is supposed to have in terms of features. So disappointing to say the least, but it is what it is. Hopefully ASUS can update their camera or update the tablet with new camera software sometime down the line. I doubt it, but it's just one thing that's very disappointing for me. And then you also have the panorama mode, which is pretty cool as well as it is on any Android 4.0 device. So you kind of just, it's kind of like a continuous panoramic picture, so you just keep going. You don't have to stop to stitch the picture together. I'm obviously not doing this very good myself, but you get the idea. You get the picture all set up on your screen, however wide you want it. So you just press stop whenever you're done. You can get however wide or short you want it. So that's pretty good. But again, just the whole thing does not have the features that I would want it to have. I would want saturation, brightness. I would want contrast, colors, more special effects that don't require your face or anything like that. So disappointment there, and that's really more of a knock on Google and not ASUS. And that is the camera. Very good camera itself. I love the camera itself, as well as the front-facing camera. You guys can see me without my haircut in about a month and my camera here, but very good camera overall, and the software unfortunately gimps it. So that's it for the Transformer Prime. I'm just gonna say that this is the best tablet on the market. I'm giving it a glowing review, and that's not because I'm biased. I'm not biased or anything. This is the best tablet on the market in almost every way, shape, and form. Especially on the hardware side, you have that quad-core Tegra 3 processor inside, and that is a really, really, really great selling point right there. This thing, it runs so smoothly. It's not just a placebo effect, because I know some people were worried that the quad-core processor was just a marketing thing, so people could say they had quad-core and this and that, but it actually does really help with performance, and it also helps with battery life too, just like the experts say. And then that companion core that performs background tasks in that fifth core, that really helps with battery life as well. So you're getting that full 10 hours of advertised battery life, and you're just getting a very smooth experience overall. Just generally flipping through the OS and flipping in and out of apps and playing games. Everything's going to be smooth, and this is pretty much the most feature-proof tablet you can get right now. Now this may change soon, but as of this moment, there's no tablet that can beat the Transformer Prime. And not only just in the software and the performance, but just in overall hardware as well. I mean, this thing is very well built. It's very thin and light, and it feels solid too. Not just because it's metal and made out of metal, but just overall, it feels like it's not going to break in my hand after holding it for 10 minutes or anything like that. Kind of has that Samsung feel to it. I know I don't like comparing manufacturers, but it has that Samsung feel, if you know what I mean. It's sleek, it's light, it's thin, it looks good, and it feels good doing it all. You have a lot of features ASUS is packed into this package, and for a very attractive price point. So if you're looking for a tablet right now, an Android tablet right now, do not pass this up. Do not go with any other alternative for the time being, because this is the absolute best tablet that you can find. So this is Quentin from Android.com. Be sure to take a look at our full review on the site. You're going to get more information there and just a more in-depth review. So take a look at that and let me know what you guys think about this video. Quentin from Android.com. Thanks.